DeKalb County has a new smart way to help keep you safe. Seconds count when a child goes missing, there's a fire, you experience a medical emergency or have an accident, and seconds save lives. Smart 911 is a free service that allows citizens to create a safety profile with information they want to share with 911.
At a time when seconds count and you may be panicked or unable to communicate, Smart 911 can help relay important information the second an emergency call is placed. It could be the difference between life and death.
When anyone dials from a phone associated with a specific Smart 911 profile, those additional important details are immediately displayed to the 911 call taker. That helps ensure the proper response to the proper location.
Give 911 the extra information it needs to better help you and your family in the event of an emergency. Let's keep our community smart about safety. Sign up for Smart 911 today.
Log on to www.smart911.com for more information.
All right, well, it's good to see everyone out here on this brisk afternoon. Some will call it cold. My name is Lee May, and I'm the interim CEO here in DeKalb County and Commissioner for District 5. I'm pleased to have my colleagues and friends standing next to me and robust partners with us standing behind me. We have Commissioner Sharon Barnes-Sutton, who is the presiding officer for the Board of Commissioners and the Commissioner for District 4. And we have our State Representative, Michelle Henson, representing District 86. Did I get that correct? Mm-hmm. District 86, who has been a longtime friend. And we are here today to promote and launch a new proactive initiative that will beautify our counties, that will launch a new day in terms of the visual aesthetics of our county, in terms of the litter pickup, in terms of cleaning up our roadways and mowing our roadways, in terms of partnering with our state and other civic partners. We also have behind us Honey Vandercreek with the Main Street Tucker Alliance and the Tucker CID, Bill Rosenfeld with the Tucker Business Association, and others that are standing arm in arm with us as business partners and community partners as well. We have staff who are here with us as well, from sanitation to code enforcement to roads and drainage. This is really a major partnership effort in moving our county in the right direction. When this transition occurred just a few months ago, I listed 4 things that were top priorities. And if you've heard me talk, I've talked about creating jobs, economic development. I've talked about public safety, enhancing our police presence and our fire protection in our county as well. I talked about our budget and making sure that we develop and put forward a robust budget that will meet the needs of our county. But I also talked about the overall improvement and overall beautification of our county here in DeKalb County, and cleaning up our roadways and beautifying our interchanges here in DeKalb County. So today is the launch of what I've been alluding to, referencing in many of my public appearances. But today we are rolling out this initiative that we are calling Operation New Start, Operation Fresh Start 2.0, Operation Fresh Start 2.0, and it is really based upon 3 points, 3 main points that are targeting investments and strategies aimed at improving the look and feel of our main corridors and entryways. This approach is something that we can't do individually as a county. It is something that really takes a partnership internally with our many departments to really come together and pull together strategies to deal with what we have to do. But it also deals with partnering with external partners as well, with our CIDs, with our business associations, with our homeowners associations as well. But this program is built on 3 points. Number one is beautifying our streets, corridors, and creating gateways that you can be proud of. Number two is encouraging community support of existing beautification efforts. And number three is improving our code enforcement practices and strategies. So let me talk about these three in detail. Of course, all three of these would mean that we have to put additional investments in place. But it also means that we have to rethink our strategies and how we're going about implementing various things. So let me talk first about beautifying our streets, corridors, and creating gateways, again, that we can all be proud of. As I mentioned earlier, this program was developed from feedback from communities. As we have had town hall meetings all across the county, one of the first things that people talk about is just cleaning up our community. So this is not a Lee May idea. This is not just this grandiose idea that I came forward with, but this is really from feedback from the community about proactively addressing the needs of our county. And so we are, as a part of this first point, we are implementing an attractive roadways program. Now, what does that mean? We are adopting a number of state roadways that the state Department of Transportation has under their purview. We are partnering with them to increase the investment along those key state roadways. We've adopted 6 roadways, state roadways, that we will put more investment in that would realize additional mowing of the public right-of-way. The state has reduced in many areas their roadway mowing down to 1 time a year, 2 times a year, and maybe quarterly if we're lucky. But as a part of this program, we are adopting these roadways and we are increasing the mowing to a monthly mowing of the public right-of-way, which is critical for us because as residents drive up and down the streets, they don't really care who's responsible for it. They just want to see a clean community. They want to see roadways that are litter-free and that the grass is being mowed. We're also putting on our list an additional 35 roads that are heavily trafficked that will increase the amount of mowing as well. So whereas these state roadways, they are responsible, here in DeKalb County, we have hundreds of roadways that we are responsible for. And we have done simply what the state has done. We have decreased, as we have tried to balance our budget, we have decreased the amount of times that we have mowed roadways, right-of-ways throughout our county. And we have done the same thing. We've decreased some to once, twice, even 4 times a year. But we've adopted 35 heavily trafficked roadways that we are increasing the mowing 1 time a month, once a month, which is critical. This past rainy day season, we saw heavy rains, and you saw the outgrowth of that, grass growing, and it was really an eyesore throughout our county. We're also creating a very robust gateway interchange beautification program. We are here in the parking lot of Target, right here at the interchange of La Vista Road and I-285. Many times you'll see the grass that is growing along those interstate interchanges. And of course, people come to the county and say, hey, why aren't you cutting the roads, the interchanges? And our response is, well, it's not our responsibility. It's the state's responsibility. Now, Michelle does her job in terms of advocating for the cutting of the grass. But people, again, they don't care if it's the state or the county's responsibility. So what we are doing through this Gateway Initiative is adopting targeted interstate interchanges that we're partnering with the Department of Transportation to put funding in place to put forward heavy landscaping, the creation, the installation of shrubbery, of trees, of flowers, to give it a great color, and also to install monumental signage for these targeted interchanges to welcome people to our communities. Many times the exits and entrances to our interstates are the first welcome points for visitors and residents of DeKalb County. And we want them to have a pleasant experience as they're waiting backed up in traffic trying to get on to our roads. And so immediately behind me, you'll see as one of our initial targeted areas, one of the initial targeted areas that we will put forward this robust plan of beautifying our exchanges. And you'll see some of the highlights here along the way. We are targeting 4 initial roadways. One is here at La Vista Road and I-285. Another is at I-20 and Turner Hill. Another at I-20 and Candler Road. And the final is Memorial Drive and I-285. Now, we have sought to partner with the business community and other organizations to help us fund this and maintain it. But we are taking the initial onus of this as a county to move that forward. And as we get partners on board to help us with the installation costs and the maintenance costs, we will make adjustments accordingly to make sure that that this moves forward. Point number 2 is supporting existing community beautification efforts. We are implementing the International Property Management Code standards. This code has been a proven method around the world in providing a common sense set of minimal standards to be recognized in both residential and commercial areas. By setting these standards, we are setting the tone for what we will accept in neighborhoods as quality management code standards. This is critical for us because it goes above and beyond what our typical code enforcement standards have been. And so the adoption of these standards is an enhancement of our code, ensuring that we have quality standards that we can ensure both in residential and commercial efforts. Also, we are rebranding our code enforcement activities. Personally, I look at code enforcement as just that, enforcement. There was a move to rename and relabel the efforts that this department has undergone, a movement to call it code compliance. I, for one, have been the proponent of continuing to offer that in a manner that's enforcing behavior. Many times people only act right when you force them to act right. We will love to just depend on people doing the right things, but we know if everyone did the right things, we probably would be out of a job. And so it's incumbent upon us to ensure that people are watching and doing what is appropriate regarding our code enforcement efforts. And so our code enforcement officers, you'll see them out communicating more with the public, being more of a messenger, an ambassador, not just in terms of code enforcement, but also in terms of DeKalb County as a whole. And so you'll see them out in a more proactive way to address the many issues that we have in DeKalb County. We will be establishing a speakers bureau for our code enforcement officers that they can go out and speak to who we are as a county, and for reinforcing what our code states and what they should be doing and what the public should be doing in terms of code enforcement. So there will be a rebranding of code enforcement. And that leads me to my third point, improving our enforcement practices. Number one, in the 2014 budget, you'll be seeing an addition to our staffing levels for code enforcement. When I first joined the Board of Commissioners in 2006, we had, I believe, 7 code enforcement officers for this entire county. Of course, that was inadequate. We know that was inadequate for then. It's inadequate for now. We have 25 currently, 25 code enforcement officers still to monitor the entirety of our county. That, frankly, still is not enough. I believe that we must double those numbers. And so I'm going to be rolling out over the next 3 years, adding to our code enforcement staff. So in our 2014 budget, you will see us putting forward 7 new code enforcement officers every year for the next 3 years. That will move us closer to literally doubling our code enforcement staff so that they can really monitor the entirety of our county. There are over 200 plus miles of county roadway and communities throughout. Our code enforcement officers will also be moving as a part of with our governing authority to address unsightly and unsecured properties faster. Based upon our code enforcement standards and the judicial process, there is a delay between when the call comes in for a code enforcement violation to when our code enforcement officers gets to the scene, makes a citation, to when they are actually in the court to deal with the citation itself. And that can be a tremendous delay. That can be 2 to 3 months in the making. Well, for the community, for the residents who are having to deal with these code enforcement violations, that's inadequate. They shouldn't have to live with this the insecurity that these code enforcement violations offer, and they must have a quicker process. And so we will be continue to work with our recorder's court, with our code enforcement department and others to make sure that process is a much quicker process. But in the meanwhile, we will be moving forward right now with the private property maintenance program. What does that mean? For those properties that have code enforcement violations and those violations are not being fixed in a timely manner, we as a county will move swiftly to address it ourselves. So when there's areas or examples of grass that is not being cut and is not being rectified in a quick manner, we will literally go on the property and cut the grass ourselves and charge that back to the property owner. When there are examples of homes that are unsecured, we will go on the property and secure that property in a timely manner and again charge the administrative costs back to that property owner. That allows for these violations to be addressed quickly and not have to rely solely on a slow process that many times we are unable to get in contact with the property owner and have them resolve the issue in a quick manner. Now, last month, we acknowledged a period called Sick of Signs program. We had a day when we brought volunteers out and we just went out and picked up signs all throughout our county. And I, at that moment, said that I was going to make that a permanent program because a part of the unsightliness of certain areas throughout our county is the litter of yard signs throughout our communities. And what we find is we have habitual offenders. We have people who have learned how to beat the system. They come out in the darkness of night. They put out their signs and they run away. Many of them don't even live in our county. And they also know how to run away from our judicial process as well. So what we're doing is putting more investment in the pickup of these yard signs that are violating our codes at our intersections, at the interchanges, throughout our communities as well. So as quickly as they can put them down, it is our goal to pick them up just as quickly. Now that will be done through our litter patrol, through sanitation, but that's the right hand. The left hand will be enforcing our code, and so our code enforcement officers will be working with our litter pickup to ensure that we are going after those repeat violators, that we will go after them, that we will cite them, that we will make sure that they know that DeKalb County is not a place that they want to come and do these things, that this is not a place that they can violate our law. So that's going to take additional investment. That will be in our 2014 budget, but that is beginning right now to address the robust litter that you see in many areas throughout our county. So this, again, will be done both with us internally as a county, but also external with our partners. As I've stated today, we are working with our state to ensure that we can partner with them. That's why I'm so happy to have at my side our state representative, Michelle Henson. It will be in partnership with our Board of Commissioners, the other half of the governing authority, to ensure that we can put forward policies that will address some of these things as well. It will mean that we have to have departments internally working together, but it also means that we have to partner with the community as well, the business community, the residential community, to ensure that these things will take place and move forward to make sure that we are cleaning up our county, that as the title suggests, this is a fresh start for DeKalb County. Operation Fresh Start 2.0, that we will move this county forward in the right direction. So again, I want to thank our commissioner for being here, our state representative, the Tucker Business Association, the Tucker Civic Association, the Tucker CID, and others who are standing with me today. So I'm going to stop. I know Commissioner Sutton and Representative Henson have some words that they want to give, and I want to allow them to come forward and bring comments as they move forward.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. I'm Commissioner Sharon Barnes Sutton, and I'm the interim presiding officer for the Board of Commissioners, and I represent District 4. This is truly a fresh start. It's a fresh start for our communities and our government. This is possible because we have the vision and we have the mission, the goals. We had a fall over there. But we have the vision, the mission, the goals, the operations, the appropriations, and the policy making all working together. And this is new for our county. In the past, you had the administration and you had the commission, the two branches of government working parallel to each other and trying to come together. We have a system now where we share resources in terms of personnel resources. We're doing our budgeting differently so that now the commission knows what the administration is planning. We understand operations. It's really hard to develop policy if you don't understand operations. Operations is no longer a secret. It's very transparent. Because we have this working relationship, we can come together and put together a program like this that will make our county more beautiful. We've reached out to our brothers and sisters in government, to the school system, to the state. We've reached out to the judicial system. We've come together to make our county better. And this is just one area. I am so excited about this fresh start. So, today we're talking about fresh start and we're talking about beautification, cleaning up. But this is a fresh start for our government. And I think this is just one indication. And I just want to stop just for a moment to say thank you, CEO May. And thank you for all of the commissioners for doing this for our county. We are really working together as one. Thank you for that hand. Let's give DeKalb County a hand. Let's give the state of Georgia a hand. Because we are truly making the dream of DeKalb County come true. I'm CEO May's biggest cheerleader because I am so excited about DeKalb County having a truly working government. And this is just the beginning. This is not the end, the middle. This is just the tip of that little iceberg. There's so many exciting things to come. And I just can't wait as we start to unveil and unveil and unveil. You're going to like this. And I just want to thank you for coming out in this cold weather today. You're going to see something beautiful in the spring. So it might be cold and dreary today, but you'll see that it'll be well worth it by the time those plants start blooming and coming up, and you'll see a cleaner community. And you can see the beauty that is truly DeKalb County. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Michelle Henson, 86th House District, which I do represent the area we're in right now, and also Memorial Drive, both of which are going to be beautified, and I'm delighted on that. As I went around the county this past year and previous years, one of the big complaints I've heard, of course, is about intersections and everything else. And when our CEO became our CEO, I brought this to his attention, and I especially mentioned this intersection, and I love it. It's all going to happen, and this is going to be wonderful. And he's right about picking up areas that have previously been under the state's domain, under DOT. And DeKalb said, it doesn't matter. We want to make it look good, and we're going to make it look good. It doesn't matter who it belongs to. It's part of DeKalb County. And we all need to join in and work together as citizens in our respective communities to get out there to do the beautification days, the cleanup days, and all of it. So I look forward to this. I look forward to working with the county, and I want to say thank you to them very much.
Thank you. Now, what's also exciting, we have Keep DeKalb Beautiful. That has been something that the public has known about, that the public has had an opportunity to partner with DeKalb County in cleaning up our county. And in this transition, we realized that program had kind of waned a bit. And so a part of this effort is rebranding, making DeKalb County Beautiful a more proactive program and campaign, as well as launching a new logo for that to represent just a new approach to keeping our county beautiful. We have the vision, as Commissioner Sutton mentioned. We have the desire and the willingness to fund it as well. And this is our opportunity to unveil what we want to see as a new day, a new branding of keeping our county beautiful. This is the new Keep DeKalb County Beautiful logo. So if you all would join me just on each side of the logo, it's right here, and we can go unveil it together. Come on this side, honey, if you will. All right. Hope you like it. All right, 1, 2.
Good afternoon. I'm Honey Vandercreek, and I'm here representing the Main Street Tucker Alliance and also the Tucker CID, which is our newest CID, not only in the state of Georgia. And I want to thank DeKalb County personally for putting together this program and putting a new gateway in for Tucker to let everybody know that Tucker is open for business and we're looking for new people to come in. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Bill Rosenfeld, and I'm the president of the Tucker Business Association, also chairperson for the Tucker CID. We're so excited about this. It's a wonderful day. This is a great and wonderful project. The Tucker CID has actually put in a CERTA grant, a grant to help fund part of this for the La Vista Road part, and we're excited. If we get the grant, of course, we're going to have to give the money to the county, but that's okay.
No, we'll take it.
They'll take it. So thanks again, and our hats are off to the county for this great initiative, and we're so happy with our new CEO, Interim Lee May.
All right, thank you. Well, thank you all again for coming out. You can review all the different examples of what you will be seeing. Again, our goal for the first 4 interchanges is to be in the ground, ready to go March of 2014. So we're serious about this. We're getting things done quickly, and thank you all for your support. God bless you all.
Yes.
The lighting of the Christmas tree here at the Capitol marks the beginning of the holidays and a wonderful season for all of us. And I'm glad that each of you could join us here today. I'd first of all like to thank the Davidson Arabia Mountain Nature Preserve of DeKalb County for providing the tree. And as you look at it, they worked in conjunction with the Georgia Forestry Commission to harvest this tree, as well as the officials from DeKalb County. And I'm sure, looking at the size of that tree, that was not necessarily an easy task. I'm told that it's 35 feet tall and that it has about 27,000 lights on it and about 3,000 bows. And we're going to light it here in just a few minutes, and you will see how magnificent it really is. And I'd further like to thank the Georgia Building Authority for hosting this event every year and for helping us get these Christmas decorations in place. And that, too, is an achievement and something that they make the Capitol look beautiful during this time of the year each year. Now, we are blessed to have had the Lassiter High School Concert Band and the Atlanta Boy Choir and the Alumni Men's Choir that are here to help us spread Christmas cheer. And I look forward to hearing more from them as this program proceeds. Now, the theme of this year's tree lighting ceremony is, what does Christmas mean to you? Well, as you think about that question along with me, perhaps we ought to share a few words about that subject. All of us, as we look back across our lives, will remember what Christmas means to us. A favorite Christmas toy, a bicycle, and for us boys, maybe a BB gun at some point in our life. There are many happy memories, and certainly I think as we grow older, we come to understand that the season is indeed one of giving and not necessarily of receiving. And that is the message that I think we should take with us as we leave here today. But as we enjoy the holidays, we, of course, need to remember the reason for the season. And as we do that, I think we will come to understand why Christmas is so special to all of us. Now, I have a man here today who truly embodies the Christmas spirit. And I'd like to take a few minutes just to introduce him to you. Colonel Greg Lemons has served in the Marine Corps in a number of ways since enlisting in 1987. Currently, he is the commanding officer of Combat Logistics Regiment 45. During his time in the Marine Corps, he has earned many medals and recognition, such as the Legion of Merit, Bronze Star, Defense Meritorious Medal, the Marine and Navy Corps Achievement Medal, and the Army Achievement Medal. These, of course, testify to his bravery and his sense of self-sacrifice on behalf of our country. Colonel Lemons but has another passion, though, and that is Toys for Tots. This is a program, as you know, where you give toys during the Christmas season to children who might not otherwise receive a Christmas gift. Every child deserves to experience the joy of Christmas, and this great program of Toys for Tots allows more children to have that wonderful experience. But I'll let Colonel Lemons tell you more about that as I welcome him to the podium. Colonel Lemons.
Thank you, Governor Dill, for inviting us here, and Mrs. Dill. And thank you, Ms. Dill. We did our official kickoff for Toys for Tots right here on November 12th. And about this program, it started in 1947. Major Bill Hendricks, a Marine reservist in Los Angeles, they had this mission to kick off this program, and they collected 5,000 toys. Last year in the greater Atlanta metro area, we distributed over 800,000 toys. This is the largest program of its kind in the nation. And, I told this story at the kickoff. The governor mentions the time of giving. And I like telling this story. I've worked at this program. I was stationed in Michigan. In the middle of the winter in Michigan, I went to a house, delivered some toys, and you talk about the gratitude. Yes, kids enjoy the toys, but this family, I could see dirt through the flooring in their house. And when I saw the tears streaming out of both the mother's and father's eyes, that tells you where the real gratitude is and the sense of what it means to give at this time of year in such a blessed nation that we have. So, I ask you to continue to contribute to this program. Our goal is to make sure that every needy child gets a toy. And the Marines are out, we're working hard, and we got over 2,100 volunteers in this area that help us do this program, or we couldn't do it. So with that, thank you, and thank you again, Governor and Mrs. Dill, for inviting us here. And I'd like to introduce now, we're going to have a musical number from the Atlanta Boys Choir, the Alumni Men's Choir, led by Maestro Fletcher Wolf.
To the Atlanta Boy Choir, thank you. Thank you, Maestro, in particular, for your leadership. And to the men's choir, thank you as well. We appreciate you adding your music to this special occasion here at the state capitol. We have two other very special guests with us today. I'm going to introduce them to you in just a moment, but I want to tell you a story about what these two individuals have experienced. They are Anastasia Miles and her son Alex, and they will come up and speak to you in just a few minutes. They've gone through some tough times during this past year. You see, Anastasia's other son, Kenneth, passed away earlier this year, and he was only 12. I want to tell you a little bit about Kenneth's story and share that story from my point of view. First of all, I never had the chance to meet Kenneth, and I regret that. But I did have the pleasure of bestowing upon him the title of Honorary Lieutenant Colonel Aide de Camp. Now, you know, we do that sometimes as just formalities, and I probably have given some of you those kinds of commendations. But I don't think any of you appreciated it like Kenneth did. He wore that title with dignity and respect. I am told, and I've seen the pictures, that he would wear his uniform and carry his rank in a manner that would make any of you who have served in our military proud to see a young man with that kind of dedication. His mother told me that one of his final wishes was that he have the chance to meet me. Now that in and of itself is humbling, but we never had a chance to do that. We had set the date and the time, but unfortunately his health became so bad that he was unable to come to see me. I was looking forward to seeing him because even though he had, because of the medication, not been able to wear his military uniform anymore, he proudly wore the Georgia Bulldog attire, and I've seen those pictures as well, and he'd have been proud last Saturday night, I might have added. I wish I could have made that last list on his bucket list happen. The sad thing is, no 12-year-old should have to have a bucket list. To Kenneth's family, I regret I did not have the honor of meeting him, but we are proud to say to you that this group welcomes you here today, and we look forward to hearing your very special, I think, appropriate Christmas story. Now, we are in the season of giving. For the third straight year, Sandra and I look forward to celebrating what we call With a Servant's Heart, and it will be this Saturday. And I know that many of you around the state have scheduled events to coincide with that day of service. As you listen to this story of Kenneth, I hope that you will be inspired to take the time and make the effort to do what you can to serve those who are less fortunate than you are. I am pleased to present to you at this time Anastasia and her son Alec. Anastasia.
Thank y'all so much. First, I'd like to say thank you to Governor Deal and Mrs. Deal for inviting Alex and I to such a wonderful event. When I first was originally asked to speak about Kenneth's life and what Christmas meant to him, as well as us as a family, so many things rushed through my head. Tears then followed, of course, and then a warmth shortly fled over my heart at that very same moment. And I knew then that I first must say the one thing that we must all remember this time of year, and that is the birth of our Savior. That is truly what Christmas is about, celebrating his life and what he sacrificed for us. But just like him, my little boy Kenneth cherished each and every day, the good ones and the many bad ones, and knew that his faith in the Lord's promise would always get him through. Cancer did not define my son. His will to fight did. His spirit that would light up any room, lift any frown, and his drive to always find the good in everything, no matter what was to come. Kenneth fought a 4.5-year-long battle against brain cancer with nothing less than pure strength, and for those who knew him, his never-forgotten smile. During this, we never knew what the next day held for him. We just held on to one another's hands, and we took the next as if it was our last, and praised our everlasting Lord that he blessed us with yet another breath to breathe, and we kept on trucking. As his mom, I knew that it was my job to keep both my sons, Alex and Kenneth, assured that no matter what was to come next, God would always be with us. There were many holidays, speaking of which, spent in the hospital, where Kenneth laid fighting for his life, and my little Alex waiting for his mama and Bubba to come home soon. And even in those moments, we somehow always came together and made the best of what we had. Whether it be in the hospital, cutting up with Kenneth's favorite nurses on Christmas morning, or at the Ronald McDonald House, pushing Kenneth down the halls chasing after Alex to see which one of them could get to the Xbox first. We embraced each and every moment and ended up always together. Sometimes, as his mom, I had to take a step back and just watch Kenneth, teaching his brother the things as if one day he knew Alex would need to know them. Life is precious, and every minute is a gift, a chance, a moment in time to make a memory with the ones that we love. My amazing 12-year-old Kenneth did just that and then some, before the good Lord called him home to heal his body. On March 11, 2013, I gave my firstborn back to our Lord. With such a heavy heart, I knew his purpose here on earth was done. It was complete. His seeds were sown, and it was his time to run free. It was that gift 12.5 years ago that I will never forget. And with that blessing, I was also blessed with my Alex, who will always keep me going. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say that Christmas, it isn't about how many gifts you receive. It's about how many you can give. If it's nothing more than a phone call to your loved ones, telling them that you love them, or like myself, just sharing my story in hopes it changes someone's life in a positive way, then we have done our part. I hope that each and every one of you, including all these little kids up here, have a wonderful Christmas surrounded by the ones that you love. And remember, it is the smallest things in life that bring the greatest joys. Thank you, God bless, and Merry Christmas.
Anastasia, thank you for sharing that story of Kenneth with us. It certainly, I believe, is one of those inspiring stories that all of us should take to heart during this Christmas season. We're now going to step over, and Anastasia and Alec are going to have the opportunity to flip the switch and light this beautiful tree. Now, as we celebrate and enjoy the beauty and the lights of this wonderful tree, my challenge to all of us is this: may we go out and bring light and joy and beauty to the rest of the world. Thank you all. for being with us here today. Please join us as we move to the tree.
We're going to count down from 5 backwards. And when we get to 1, Miss Anastasia is going to flip the switch and light the tree. Are you ready? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Merry Christmas to everybody.